Hello, it is Wednesday, the 7th of May. My chair is creaking. I'm sorry. I've eaten this time though, so hopefully my stomach won't be rumbling all the way through like it was last time. I've found my mic. I found my mic and plugged it in, and I think it's working. So please let me know what you think of the sound quality with for today's episode. If you think it's better or worse, because I don't really know. Yeah, input would be greatly appreciated. Okay, let's get actually started. A quick intro in case this is your first time here. My name is Jenny, hello, and I am a crocheter and a spinner and generally a crafty kind of person, living in Harrogate in the UK, up in North Yorkshire. I live with my husband and our son, who has just turned 9, and our cat, who is currently shut out but may cry to come in at some point. And yeah, this is my podcast, my little corner of YouTube, where I tell you all about the things that I have been making recently, plans going forward, anything else I think you might find interesting. And I will do a little life update towards the end. Couple of little bits of housekeeping. I've decided to stop doing 2-part episodes, at least for most of the time anyway. It just causes a lot of extra editing work, and it doesn't seem to make a huge amount of difference to how many people are watching. If that changes, then maybe I'll go back to 2 parts. I don't know. At the moment, I think just doing it all in one is best for me. Where was I going with that? There was a thought going somewhere then, and it's gone away. That will mean that sometimes the episodes are very long. Today shouldn't be too bad. I don't think I haven't got a huge amount to tell you about. But sometimes they will be really long, but that pause button is always there. You can stop and go away and come back to me later. It's I won't know you've done it. So absolutely no drama there. As per usual, there will be plenty of information in the description for you. There will be links to my Ravelry project pages for anything I've talked about today, information about any businesses that I mention, anything else that might be interesting, and all the other places you can find me. I'm on Instagram, Ravelry. It's kind of mostly it. I've got my own website as well, where I have my online shop. I do have a Ko-fi account should you wish to support the podcast. Absolutely no obligation, of course, but it would be greatly appreciated. Of course it would. But yeah, please don't feel the need. It's entirely up to you. And I do have a newsletter. Did I do April? I did do one for April. Just had a sudden, oh my god, did I do it moment. But yes, I do it at the end, roughly, of every month. The exact day varies depending on what's going on. And there will be a link to sign up to that in the description too. If you do sign up, you get £5 to spend in my online shop. You can also find me occasionally at actual craft markets in Harrogate as well. I run my own. I'll talk more about the next one later, but the next one's on the 14th of June, and there are spaces left for vendors if you're interested. So again, details are on my website. I'll talk more later. I think that's it for the intro. I haven't missed anything. Oh, I'm visually impaired as well. It doesn't have a huge impact on the podcast, but if you notice me going like this, it's because I can't see. Yes, I think I have mentioned everything that I felt I needed to for the intro. So let's get on with projects. The elephant in the room, you've probably noticed if you've been here, well, particularly for the last episode, I'm wearing a project today. I don't often, but I am today. I've finished, I try not to knock the microphone, finished my little lightweight cropped granny hexagon cardigan. I completely forgot the name of what it is. And shall I stand up? I will. I'll stand up, pause this and adjust the camera angle, and I shall stand up and show you. Okay, there we go, I think. So yeah, just a little cropped, summery, very lightweight cotton, elbow length sleeved. Well, it's not just cotton and acrylic. Yeah, 4-ply yarn. Really like the length of it. Fits really well. I do just want to do one little addition. I want to put a button so I can just have it done up, basically, so it doesn't flop around when I'm walking. I will use one of my own buttons to do that, but otherwise it is finished. So very happy. I'm going to sit back down and I'll tell you more about it. Okay. If you are a crocheter or even remotely within the crochet world, you'll probably know all about the granny hexagon cardigan trend, I suppose. It's been going on for a while now. There are lots of wonderful examples out there. There are a few different patterns by different people. Yeah, there's so many variations. It's great. I wanted to do a gradient one rather than a striped one, partly just because I really don't like weaving in ends. The fewer ends the better. I have just noticed one actually that needs doing, but I've managed to tuck it inside. So I've got one more end to weave in. But also I think I don't mind the look of the striped ones, and I think the ones where you've got one plain colour striped with other colours throughout, that can look really nice. But I don't wear a lot of stripy things myself. I've always really, really loved a gradient yarn. It's just one of those things. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with how it's turned out, actually. I think it would have been nice to have a little bit more of the black around the front, but it just hasn't worked out that way. And I'm very conscious of the look that can easily happen because of the way the construction is done. But if you start with a dark colour, it just makes you look like you've got sweaty armpits. It's not a great look. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. And because it is just black and white, oh, sorry, I keep knocking you, it should go with pretty much everything I own, which is excellent. Will I make another one? Yes, at some point I will. I don't know exactly when. And more about that in a bit, actually. But it's definitely a repeat make. I've really enjoyed it, and it worked out much quicker than I thought it was, particularly for a 4-ply yarn. So let's tell you about the yarn. I'll find my notes. They're in here somewhere. There it is. So the yarn is Rico Creative Cotton Degradé. It's a really terrible French accent, I apologise. In colour 006, which is called black and white. I wonder why. This is so soft. It's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. And it is, oh, it's just lovely. It is soft and smooth. It's got so much drape to it. Really easy to work with. It is one of those unplied, for want of a better term, yarns. So instead of all the individual strands being twisted together, they're not, basically. Those types of yarns can be tricky to work with. I have worked with many now. This one wasn't. Very few issues with tangling or with not managing to catch all the strands or anything like that, glided across the hook, which is always lovely. Yeah, I cannot recommend this yarn enough, to be honest. I would definitely be buying more at some point. No idea what the colour range is like. But yeah, it's on my list to get more of, definitely. A couple more details. I use a 3.5mm hook. I have quite a loose gauge. And my words just went completely then. Quite loose tension is what I mean when I'm crocheting. So I think the pattern, I don't know, I didn't really go by what the pattern recommended at all because I use completely different yarn. I think a 4mm hook would get many people the same kind of result with this yarn. But yeah, I have very loose tension, so it always ties down. So 3.5mm hook for me. I used almost exactly 1 cake of this yarn. I am not a small person, as you can see. So I suspect anyone slimmer wanting to do a similar project would use significantly less. But I'm happy, I had 1 cake, I used 1 cake, it's all fine. So that is 200 grams or just over 800 meters of the yarn, which is great. And the pattern that I used, I haven't said that yet. I was actually given it when I went to the East Anglia Yarn Festival in March. It was in one of the my words are not working well today. It was in the podcaster pack that I was given when I went there. But it is the pattern by Susie Ashworth for Folkestone Harbour Yarn, which you can find on Ravelry, as you will see if you check out the project page for this. So yeah, I'm really happy. It's the first time I've done one. I've been kind of putting it off for ages. I've been wanting to do it, but then also kind of not wanting to. Hard to explain. But yeah, when I was thinking about making spring summer garments, which I've been wanting to do, that was a definite thing I wanted to do. This was an option. The Hexagon was an option. And then when I got given the pattern for free, I was like, well, I kind of have to now. It felt like a sign. And I'm really glad I've done it. Really glad, because I love it. I think once I've added that button, it'll be perfect. Right, what else am I talking to you about? Quick note about the sunset shrug. I have worked a little bit more on it. I know I said it was finished. I think I mentioned last time that I was tweaking the like the border, the edging. I'm not going to show you it today because I haven't got it right still. But I think I'm nearly there. So hopefully next time I'll be able to show you that one as well. Another project that I am not going to properly show you because I've left it downstairs and can't be bothered to go and get it, but I will pop a picture up somewhere, is the present that I made for Ned this year for his birthday. That's my son, for those who are unsure. That's the wrong notebook. I think it's this one. Yeah, so I think I did speak about this before I made it. He is slightly obsessed with a cartoon TV show for kids called Grizzy and the Lemmings. I made him a lemming for Christmas, and I said I'd make him Grizzy for his birthday, so I have done. Grizzy is a grizzly bear. I'm not going to explain the program, it's absolutely flipping bonkers, to be honest with you. But he loves it, and it's fine, great. You think Tom and Jerry, but with a grizzly bear and some blue lemmings, and that'll do it. Anyway, the pattern for this, whichever side I've got it on, is the Cuddle Me Bear from Amigurumi Today. I used Stylecraft Special DK in held double in colour 103, no 54, one of those, walnut anyway, with a 5mm hook, and it took in total 111 grams of yarn, which is about 330 meters. It's a great pattern. Really easy. Yeah, if you're at all familiar with making amigurumi, it's an absolute breeze. I amended it slightly. Trying to think what I did differently. I think the only thing I did differently in the end actually was the muzzle, just because the one for the pattern was a very flat. In fact, did it have a muzzle? Either it doesn't have one, or it's a very flat, kind of traditional teddy bear muzzle. Which is fine, it looks lovely. But Grizzy in the TV show has got a very pointy face, so I wanted to try and replicate that a little at least. And I think I've done okay. I'm not happy with his eyes. Those are completely made up myself, and oh yeah, I struggle with faces. I really do. And Grizzy has a very specific look in the show. But hey, Ned's happy with him. I do just need to do him a little accessory. He wears a badge in the show, so I've said I'll make that as well at some point. I don't think Ned minds too much that he hasn't got it, so there's no pressure. It is lovely. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's much else to say about that one. He's a little overstuffed. He's a little wonky. I ended up rushing him. I started making him much later than I meant to. Ned's birthday was on the 26th of April. I think I started making him on like the 20th, if that. I literally finished him late in the evening of the 25th. Just time to. In fact, it didn't even wrap him up. I just put him next to Ned's other presents. So, yeah, talk about last minute. But I got it done. Ned's happy with him. It's all fine. Another finished project. This I finished just the other day, and in fact blocked yesterday. So this is brand new. And in fact, this is so brand new that the pattern hasn't even been released yet, because this is a test project that I have been doing for the wonderful, wonderful Emma of Stitched Up by Emma. You'll have heard me mention her before. I've tested quite a few of her patterns now. And once again, this one's lovely. I feel like there's not a huge amount to say about it because it is just really, really nice. I'm not going to say too much about it, obviously, about the pattern itself, because it is going to be a paid pattern once it's finished and released. But it's really nice and simple. If you haven't tried filet crochet before, as with many of Emma's patterns, this would be a really great introduction for you, because it's got, for the most part, it's really, really simple stitches. It's US terms, double crochets with the occasional chain stitch. Done. It's really all you need for the panels. Yeah, there's an extra fiddly bit for the wings, but it's not difficult at all. Once you get the hang of it, it's fine. And because you repeat the same motif throughout the pattern, you get the hang of it really quickly. Emma's joining technique is also really easy, really simple, very effective. I think it creates a really nice effect, really nice look. And she's in a different border this time. I think every border that I've tested for, no, every blanket that I've tested for her has had a different border. This is not my favourite one, I have to be honest, but it does look quite pretty. I think a nice little sort of bobbly edge. Just took a long time to work, but it's not difficult, just took a while. Yeah, this is these dragonflies. I have chosen to alternate the direction of the dragonflies throughout the blanket. That was a decision. Emma said either way, you can do them all the same way or alternate them, whichever. And that was my decision. I think from the responses in the test group chat that we've got going on, I think I might be the only one who did that. I know a couple of other people were thinking about it, but I might be the only one who actually did. I say a lot today, and I've noticed it now, and it's annoying me. Now you'll notice it, and it'll annoy you too. What was I saying? Yeah, I really like it anyway. Oh my goodness, my thought process today is awful. What's going on? Yeah, I really love it. I'm glad that I alternated the dragonflies. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, except that I really like it, which I've now said about 5 times. So I will stop saying that. The yarn for the colour. So the one difference actually that I did is the pattern's written for DK yarn, and for a baby blanket size. One of the things I really love about Emma when it comes to testing is that she's not precious at all. She's like, use any yarn, make it any size you want. I just need to know that it works. So I've used an Aran weight yarn with 5mm hook, which has mean I've actually done one less repeat of the dragonfly for each strip than the pattern suggests, and it still ended up bigger just because the yarn's that much thicker. But yeah, I've done the same number of strips, and it kind of proves how easy it is to adjust this. If you wanted to make a full king size bed version, you could perfectly easily, either by doing longer strips and more of them, or by using a really chunky yarn. And you'd still have to do more strips and make them longer, but yeah, I mean, you could do it in fingering weight. The possibilities are endless, to be honest. So the yarn that I used is Karen Cakes. I'm a bit annoyed with it, to be honest. I had about a cake and a half in my stash. I wanted to use it up. Of course, I ended up needing more. I kind of thought I might. And what I should have done was gone back into my stash and looked for more Aran weight yarn, because I know I've got some, and it wouldn't matter. It was already crazy colours. Instead, what I did, extra colours in would not have been an issue. Cake of Karen Cakes, which I ended up ordering in a different colourway anyway, because I couldn't find this one. And that's fine, no extra colours, fine, not an issue. But this extra cake, despite still being Aran weight, despite still being from Karen Cakes, not from a different range, it's the same label, same hook recommendation, same meterage for the amount you get, all of that, noticeably thicker. Fuming. I powered through and carried on anyway, and now that I've blocked it, it's not that noticeable, I don't think. But so annoyed. So as a lesson to me, just go back into the stash. Go back into my stash and have a look at what else I've got. Because for this, I was deliberately doing mad colours anyway. Could have added in an extra colour or two, and okay, if I'd only had one extra colour, these 2 final strips would have been solid instead of multicoloured like the others. But I've probably got more than one colour of Aran yarn in my stash, so I could have mixed it up. So I'm annoyed at myself, and I'm a little bit annoyed at Karen because they shouldn't be that different. I know it's been a while since I got the first cakes, they've been in my stash for ages, but even so, the difference was really noticeable, to the extent that these panels flew off my hook, absolutely flew off, and then I actually struggled quite a bit with these because the the tension was tighter, which I don't like. So, but hey, at the end of the day, I've finished it. I've blocked it. I've given my feedback to Emma. The pattern is amazing. So absolutely no problem with the pattern at all. And now we can use it. So it's going to go on the sofa downstairs. It will just be a kind of lap blanket size-ish. We don't really need it this time of year now, but I like to have a blanket knocking around anyway. So yeah, if I'd made a better choice with the yarn, it would be perfect. The final crochet project, I think, to talk about today is a new one. I think I mentioned last time that I was going to start making this, but I hadn't actually begun. I know I hadn't begun because I only started yesterday. No, day before yesterday. Monday. That sounds right. Sunday or Monday. Anyway, I have not done, well, I've made pretty good progress actually. I was going to say I've not done very much. This is a shawl for my mother-in-law, my husband's mum. She specifically requested this. She's visited a couple of the markets that I've done, which is lovely in and of itself, and she has seen the 2 or 3 Moonlit Shawl examples that I've had available for sale at those markets, and she's really liked the look of them, but just not quite been keen on the colours, which is perfectly understandable. So she asked if I'd make her one, and she requested a deep red burgundy-ish one, and so that's what I'm doing. So yes, this is the Moonlit Shawl pattern by Sandra, I think, of Cherry Heart. It's definitely Cherry Heart, and it's another lovely pattern. Like I say, I've made it 3 times before now. I went through a bit of a phase last year or the year before where I just knocked out a bunch of them because it's one of those patterns that looks beautiful, really elegant, and looks a lot more complicated than it is. It's so simple, works out really, really quickly, and it is written in such a way that you can make fingering weight, as I am doing, or a DK weight from the same pattern. She's just got 2 sets of numbers, and you'll end up with an exactly the same, more or less, sized shawl, no matter which option you go for, which is so clever. It must have taken her ages to work that out. But hey, she's done it, and I'm very grateful. I've not made a DK one yet. Maybe I'll knit one for myself at some point. You can also adjust the length of it very easily, and I think you could, without too much tweaking, you could adjust the depth of it as well. I don't think that's written in anywhere. I might be wrong. It is a paid pattern. Yes, it is. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's lovely. It's for a crescent shaped and quite a shallow shawl. I think of it more as a scarf. I would wear it as a scarf. Yeah, lovely crescent shaped one. So it just wraps really nicely. I can't think of any other way to say that. And yeah, it looks really elegant, really beautiful. The yarn is very special. So there is a company called Yarn for You who primarily sell cakes of, is it 100% cotton or cotton acrylic? Ooh, I'm going to have to find the label now. Gradient yarn, anyway. Hang on. Okay. Oh, it doesn't actually say. I'm going to have to look that up. I will find out and pop it on the screen. There's the logo, the label for you. It's either 100% cotton or cotton acrylic blend. They do gradient cakes and they have beautiful colourways. They make up their own and have plenty of different colourways ready to buy on the website. They also have a function where you can create your own. You can choose how long a cake you want, how many meters you want. There we go. You can choose 3-ply, 4-ply, a few other options I can't remember. It goes up to at least DK weight, I'm sure. Again, don't quote me on that, but possibly beyond that. Obviously this all affects the cost, but that's understandable. And then you can choose 3 colour gradient through to 5, I think it's 3, 4 or 5, and then it opens up the bank of colours basically, and you can choose whichever colours you like in whichever order you like, and you get a completely personalised cake of yarn, which is just that's amazing. And so yeah, I have, with the help of my husband, have put together 3 shades of red to make this beauty. It's showing up a little brighter on the screen, especially this outside red. Actually, that's showing up quite accurately, and that's the colour I'm most bothered about. But I love it. I'm so happy with how it's come out. I will definitely be doing that again with other colours. And it means as well that I should have almost exactly the right amount of yarn for this project, because I think I've overestimated a little on purpose to make sure that I don't run out. But I'll have a little bit left hopefully, but not loads, so I won't be adding to my stash. It can go in with the scrap yarn leftovers that I've got, and there's no wastage. It's just fantastic. So, and it's not too expensive. I can't remember how much I paid, but for gradient yarns, cotton gradient yarns, cotton-based gradient yarns, if you compare it to Scapia, this is one of the big brands that does them. Hobby do them as well. There are others. You probably know some that I don't. It's reasonably priced. Anyway, it's not. I wouldn't say it's overly expensive, especially the customization options. Come on, brain. It's not working today. So yeah, I should easily have that finished by the next time I speak to you. Sue, my mother-in-law, is going on holiday on Thursday, I think. Tomorrow. Anyway, and so won't be back for a couple of weeks after that, so I've got plenty of time. But yeah, it's a quick make. It's a lovely pattern. Highly recommend it. I'm really happy with how it's going so far. Next projects. Crochet. Have I actually finished? Have I covered everything? Yes, I have. No, I didn't write one down, but I will mention it anyway. So I've got a few more things lined up. Obviously, I've got plenty of works in progress still on the go. That's the thing I'll do actually in a moment. Brain is not braining. So I've actually cleared down recently the number of active works in progress. I don't know the exact number, and I'm not going to count them up now. It doesn't really matter. But I feel like I've finished quite a few things, which is great. I did say last time, I think, that I want to start a new pair of socks. I haven't done that yet, but it doesn't matter, it's just something I want to do. And I have got a few other things that I want to start, need to start soon, which again, I think I mentioned last time, I want to make Kelvin, my husband. He's just across the hall, so I can't say that too loudly. It's his birthday at the end of the month, so I need to get on with that. It's my dad's birthday the week before that, so I really need to get a shift on. I can't think what to make him. I want to make him something, but he is one of these people who has everything, and he is not. He appreciates the skill when it comes to crochet things, but I don't think he owns anything that's crocheted apart from an amigurumi that I made him when I was first starting out. Eeyore, because yeah, it's brilliant. Oh, and a bottle cover that I made him at Christmas, just as a little something. So I don't know. I don't know what to get him. I don't know what to make him. I'm really struggling with his birthday this year. So feel free to throw ideas at me. He likes alcohol and he likes the Grand Prix and old cars. DIY. He used to be a teacher. He probably doesn't want reminding of that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really lost this time. Asked my stepmom for ideas and she doesn't know either. So you might just not get anything this year. That'd make it easy, wouldn't it? What else is on my list of things to make? Oh, I want to start another garment, which I did actually say I was going to, well, not specifically, but when I was talking about this, I did say I was going to talk more about garments. I definitely want to make another one soon. I want another spring summer suitable thing. Obviously the sunset shrug will be finished soon, so that's the second one. I might just make another one of these. I've got other big cakes of gradient yarn that would work in various colours. The problem I have is I don't think I've got any that are the same. So the good thing about this cake of yarn is that either from the outside in or the inside out, it was identical. So you had white and then fading through to black, and then no, white fading through to black and then fading through to white again. So I could work one half from the inside of the cake, one half from the outside of the cake, and they've ended up exactly the same. I do not have any other cakes like that. So if I want to do the same thing, I'll either have to split up a cake that I've got and create two smaller cakes that are then the same as each other. Does that make any sense? I don't really want to do that because that kind of defeats the point for me of having cakes like that, is that you don't have to faff with it, splitting out colours and changing colours and all the ends to weave in. You can just crochet, 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 and you get a beautiful colour gradient. Another option is, of course, to buy some more of this yarn. But I am trying not to buy things unless I really need to at the moment. I'm not doing a deliberate clear down my stash year, like a lot of people are, and all power to them. I think it's a great idea. I can't be bothered. But I am trying to not add too much to it. And after my trip to EAYF and then my little visit to Lay Family Yarn, that's twice this year already that I have added yarn that I don't need for anything, that I have no specific plans for, into my stash. So I'm trying not to do that. I've covered my mic. I hope that was still audible and not too weird. So I don't know. I'm very tempted. Or I could go back to Yarn for You and create a cake like that from theirs, I'm sure. Or I've got other cotton yarns in particular that are single colours that I could create my own, you know, I could do the striping or whatever. So I don't know. Other thing I'm thinking about is actually just trying a different pattern altogether. I've seen a nice pattern for a cocoon cardigan that I think would look really lovely in a lightweight cotton. So yeah, there are options. I don't know yet, and I could also make rather than a shruggy cardigan thing, I could do a like a summer t-shirt. I don't know if you know of any patterns that you think would be really good for a lightweight cotton, probably maybe lightweight wool, because that can still, yeah, anyway, a top basically, whether it's a shruggy cardigan thing or a t-shirt or similar, any patterns you know of, crochet specifically, drop them in the comments for me. I'd love to know about them. The more options the better at the moment. The other thing I'm going to do, because I have cleared down so many things, apparently I'm going to make a mess of my desk. I haven't done this in a while, you've probably forgotten all about it, but I've got my little wheel of hibernating works in progress, if I can find it. It's on here somewhere. My phone screen is filthy, so do just bear with me. And let me just quickly check that there's nothing on here that needs to come off. Flower power I'm working on already, so I might just take that off because that's in my works in progress. I haven't worked on it the last couple of weeks, but it is, I'm still counting it as active. Yeah, I think everything else is still in the cubby holes over there in that corner. So it is Friday Jenny. Jenny from the future, editing Jenny. Running behind my usual self-imposed deadline for uploading my podcast, but never mind. I've had a lot of issues with sound, and while editing, realised that because when lots kept going wrong. First of all, my camera cut out because I ran out of storage space on my laptop, and so it just completely stopped recording, and I had to spend ages clearing a load of photos and other stuff off my laptop so that I could start recording again. And then when I started recording, I forgot to turn my mic back on, but because my laptop still thought I was using my mic, it obviously didn't then pick up any sound. I think all that is missing is me essentially telling you all of this. So hopefully it won't have a massive knock-on effect. Hopefully the rest of the podcast will still make sense. I can't, it's been a couple of days since I recorded, so I can't even remember what I was talking about at the time. Yeah, a little bit of a comedy of errors this time around. But hopefully it's okay and it'll all be fine. So, on with the show. There we go, mic back on. Bloody hell. I'll get back to it eventually. Right, I was about to spin the wheel to decide which of my hibernating whips I'm going to bring out of hibernation and work on again. So, save the changes that I made to that, and spin. No? Spin. Ta-da! Ta-da! Corner to corner blanket. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not particularly thrilled about that result, to be honest. Just hold it up so I can see it when I come to edit, which will remind me to do it. Let me grab it and I will explain what it is. Right, I've just double checked which project I meant, and actually I'm happier than I thought I was. This is a better result than I initially thought. So first off, it is living in my rather lovely Yarndale tote bag from last year's Yarndale. So that's pretty cool in and of itself. This is a scrappy project. It's what I like to call a chaos blanket. It's made from chaos yarn, and it'll be nice actually to make some more progress on this because it is getting towards being finished. It is worked corner to corner, and it's just the granny stitch corner to corner, so it is nice and mindless. Don't need to think about it at all. And yeah, I'm on the decreases. There we go. That's the length of the row at the moment, and it's getting smaller, working back towards the corner. So actually, this is something that I might be able to finish fairly quickly, which will be nice. And then that'll be another blanket that we can use at home. Yeah, it is just a complete chaotic mishmash of colour and texture. So what I've done is, whenever I have leftover bits of skeins of yarn, if it's under a certain amount, I don't put it back into my stash. I put it into a different stash up there of scrap yarn. So it's all my little leftover bits. And then when I've got enough, when the box starts getting full, I divide them up into acrylic and cotton and wool based, obviously summer blends, but sort of whatever the main fibre is. Yeah, when I've got enough, I join them all together in magic knot balls, and then I can just work from them as they are, and it makes it lovely and chaotic. And when I come to work on them again, this one's really soft. Got some lovely soft yarn in here. Yeah, when I come to work from it, I'm not having to worry about colour changes or anything like that. I'm literally just working from a single cake of yarn. That's one. There's two more in this bag that I'll show you actually, just to show you how different they all are. One's got a really bright colour around the outside, and I think there's another one, yes. And then that one is mostly white, but then it's got something in the middle as well. And then I've got loads more wound up as well, actually. So, yeah, it's a really useful way, I feel anyway, of using up scrap yarn, so that I'm not wasting anything. I haven't got little weird scrappy bits left over that I don't know what to do with. It's all used up. So this is out of hibernation, and it'll give me a nice, easy, mindless Sunday evening project. Won't just be Sunday evenings, but that is an example of a time when I want something nice and mindless and easy. And yeah, depending on how much progress I get on that, I might be able to show you another finished blanket next time. That would be pretty cool. Okay, spinning. I haven't got huge amounts of spinning to show you this time, but I do have this, which is, I showed you it last time. I think that the last time I showed it to you, hang on, I'm going to sneeze. Apparently I'm not going to sneeze. The last time I showed it to you, I don't think I plied it. I think it was still the single. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it is now fully plied, and I've washed it and thwacked it, and I can use it now. I was going to start using it, but I just wanted to wait and show it to you. So this is the March instalment of the Magical Worlds Fibre Club that is being run and produced by Laura of Folk Yarn Studios. This colourway is called the Galaxy, I believe. If that's wrong, I'll put the right name on the screen. I'm pretty sure it's right. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. It's not my best spin, but it's a lot better than the January and February instalments were. I would have shown you before the blanket that I'm making with all of these. I'm literally just working. I've done January, I've done February, now I'll do March, then I'll do April, just working as a, in sequence throughout the year. Doing a big corner to corner blanket with the lemon peel stitch, I think it's called. I will hopefully be able to show you it next time because I'll have added this. It's just, I love it. I love the colours. I did a fractal spin for this. That's where you divide the fibre up in a certain way to. It's a type of colour management. I'm not going to go into it right now. I think it's worked okay doing it as a fractal. We'll see what it looks like when I crochet it up. I think it would have worked better if there was more contrast in the colours that are in this fibre, but it is lovely. And I don't know what the weight of this is yet, what the thickness of it is, or indeed how many yards I've got, but I will work that out after I've recorded this, and I'll pop it either on screen or in the description for anyone who is interested. But yeah, on the whole, we sort of gain it up, wind it up. On the whole, it's a really lovely yarn. I'm very happy with it. Very, very happy. So, I mentioned last time I have fallen behind a bit with my target of spinning and then using the fibre, I suppose, within a month of receiving it. This is late. However, the April instalment, which is called The Seas, is here. I have spun the single and I've started plying it over the last couple of days. I'm not going to show you it today because just the state that it's in means I can't easily pick it up. But I am doing a separate video all about that one. I've been wanting to do it for a while. I'm putting together a video that shows you like the process, how I spin and how I get from a clump of fibre to a beautiful skein of yarn. Hopefully beautiful. So yeah, that will be coming soon. I can't tell you exactly when. It depends how long it takes me to finish playing it and then to edit the video. But hopefully before my next podcast episode. And I may well do more videos like that in the future as well. What else was I going to say?